We appreciate your time on the show this morning. One of those who are interested in what happens to credit are young innovators and people who are in the space of digital technology, financial technology, fintech is what you call them, and they have their minds as to how do they move forward. But as tight as and as difficult as the Nigerian environment is, some of them are actually making some game changes, things, and then they're getting a lot of things done. Let's talk to AbdulAzeez Oguntoyinbo, who is the co-founder of Esusu Africa. He's one of the young folks in Nigeria's technological space. He's live here at our headquarters studios. AbdulAzeez, good morning.
Good morning.
It's good to have you. Thanks for coming through.
Okay.
I'm sure you're listening to this big conversation.
Yes.
Those of you who are young folks in entrepreneurship, in technology, you need credit, which is bank loans.
Yes.
So what's your take on all this conversation we all have all the time, whether banks, central banks, whoever should help folks like you succeed the more and help what you're currently doing?
Thank you very much, sir. If you look at the startup ecosystem today, you discover there are a lot of challenges around trying to nurture the growth of the startup to the stage where they can commercialize what they're doing. But the issue of funding is a very, very critical challenge. And I feel the public and private sector, there should be an incentive in terms of credit to actually scale the system, the startups who are actually, who have innovative and creative ideas. Another thing which I also look is very, very important is trying to businesses to be scalable. And that's where you have the likes of the incubators, accelerators, so that they could better standardize all these startups to be ripe for investment.
How have you guys at Esusu Africa getting along in this environment?
It's really, really interesting. It's in 2018. We've been trying to scale, so it's more bootstrapping. And I must tell you, to this stage, if we would have actually struggled to this stage, I think some of the potential supporters we have today wouldn't have even buy the idea of the Tony Melu Foundation grant $5,000, and we were able to actually what we have with the bootstrap from family and friends and the like to this stage. So if we could actually scale up to improve what we're doing, I think we can now get much more funding to scale.
Are you encouraged with what you see in young folks like yourself doing in terms of technological innovation in Nigeria, whether it is software writing, software development, and a few other things, all into the big box of what we call financial inclusion, which Fintech Nigeria is pursuing very aggressively, yes, of which you folks are a member?
Yeah, in Nigeria today we have a lot of young and innovative talents,
dynamic people,
that are actually doing great things. And if you look at the fintech ecosystem, startup ecosystem in Nigeria, I've actually gotten a lot of foreign investment, even local investment over the past few years. And this is to let you know that we have potential innovative startups that can actually boost the GDP of the country. So I feel if we have the likes of the Fintech Association of Nigeria trying to connect, accelerate, and advocate
bring
everybody together to actually enhance what startups have, connect them, nurture them, and connect them to the potential investors, I think it's really, really going to scale it up. We are a beneficiary of the interesting benefits of what we've gotten from the Fintech Association of Nigeria. We've been able to, as an associate member of the association, we've been able to connect with different partners over the few months we joined, and I must tell you, we've actually increased our growth potential.
What do you do with the rest of your folks at Esusu Africa?
So what we do today, we built a finance management platform to solve the problems of traditional and manual savings scheme. Today, you will see the likes of Esusu. Esusu means regular thrift contribution done individually or collectively. Traditionally, where you have a collector moves around, takes
bag and bicycle.
It's very, very manual, posed to a lot of risk. We've identified that system, we actually surveyed, and we saw that there's a need for us to digitize that process. So we built a platform called Esusu Africa to actually enhance the process of thrift savings, collections, and microcredit. And it's actually tailored towards driving financial inclusion to the last mile.
In practical terms, how does it work?
Yeah, basically, we onboard and verify, Esusu merchants. Those are thrift collectors, cooperative societies, and even microfinance institutions that actually use our platform today to onboard their Esusu contributors. So from there, the contributors get instant notification for every transaction via SMS, and they could also, verify their balances through a USSD code. And with this, I think the distrust of financial service is actually.
You just talk about distrust, theft, and a few things that I have heard in a number of cases are beginning to rise because of the environment in which sometimes I've heard some stories of folks who make collections and they don't remit it back to the office, and they try to lay things, paper things over. It might take a month or 2 or 3 months. This is becoming very rampant. Do you notice that in your survey?
Yes.
The money disappears, people's daily collections.
Yes. So what we've done today, the digitization aspect of it through our platform, we've been able to enhance communication, the transparency of the transactions. And going forward, we've also built a standard operating procedure to collectors, to contribute, so that it can actually reduce the risk of the theft and misappropriation of funds by the field officers.
So on this kind of innovative technology, both the giver and the taker are on the same page. They can see.
Yes, because it's very transparent.
If I make collections, 200 naira every day, 500 naira every day, from my barber shop, I can see who's taking it.
Yes, the transaction, you get an instant transaction alert with specifying your balance, and you can also verify with a USSD code. That is something that enhancing this Esusu management. And today we have a lot of cooperatives, we have a lot of microfinance institutions that are actually vibing that model.
And what you guys, folks, have done seem to have gotten a lot of recognition that you folks seem now to be ready to grab Africa as your name implies.
Yes, initially when we started with the Esusu NG, that is just focus on Nigeria and market. But when we move forward a bit, we discovered that it's really a problem.
Within 2 years, or less than that.
No, less than 2 years.
You said that Africa is yours for the taking.
Yes.
Why take Nigeria only when you can take Africa?
Yeah, because Nigeria has a very potential even out of the market. So that's why. And if you look at some other African countries today, Esusu is also peculiar. It's a savings concept that is common. It's inevitable for all these unbanked
in Africa.
So
where's the next step?
The next step now is to see how we could expand our technology infrastructure, get more funding to scale up, to enhance financial services, expand our agent network, and scale operations.
You're winning a competition very soon, or you're going into one?
Yes, we. No, it's a validation of what we have been doing. Okay. We just see it. Success is by the determination and hard work we put into it. We just won this data hack for financial inclusion, Pan-African award. The country, Nigeria country finance. So it's a Pan-African competition where you have 7 countries. And this is the first time Nigeria is participating in this competition.
And Nigeria wins?
Yeah, we're going to participate. We're representing Nigeria in Rwanda by August 22nd and 23rd, where we compete with other winners of the remaining...
Other innovators?
Yes, of African countries, yes. So where we compete for a prize, and not only for a prize, we get exposed to investors, to potential, stakeholders in the financial inclusion,
What would you like? What more would you folks like the government to do for you?
Well, yeah, the government they've been trying, but they need to do more. So,
I'm going to write them down.
Yes.
So maybe pass them on.
Yes.
What would?
Yeah, in terms of startups today, there are a lot of startups are facing a lot of challenges, and
what are your main challenges?
The main challenge, number one, access to funding. Number two, in terms of kind of incubation you need, and at least Lagos and some other that are trying to evolve, and they need to see how they can connect with other stakeholders, like the universities, how they can, match this incubation programs so that it can blend with the academic environment. So it's very, very critical.
So you think if we're going to build these business incubation centers for technology, we should build them around universities?
Yes, yes. This is from start, and this is why one of the reasons why we initiated in Fintech Innovation Hall, and it's specifically for school leavers who, at that point, they could actually have that kind of exposure to discover their skills, and we nurture them before they even enter.
I'm going to agree with you. I think almost every university has a football field.
Yes.
But we all can't be your culture or...
No. They did well, but... We need to follow with the trend of the globe.
Yeah. So instead of just the basketball court and the swimming, maybe we have a tech hub near all the public universities.
Look at some other countries. Look at the likes of Singapore. Look at the growth in terms of technology.
And this new report is saying that Beijing and India will overtake.
So the startup, they need to build, the startup ecosystem. They need to nurture it. So if they can get it done from academic, environment, I think it's really, really going to
catching you guys very early.
Yes.
They lost us.
Yes.
We're too old for that.
No, even after secondary school,
maybe we should bring it out to secondary school. Maybe. I'm sure
that's what Fintech Innovation Hub, what we initiate. That's what we want to focus on.
AbdulAzeez, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We appreciate it, and congratulations, and wish you all the best in Rwanda.
Thank you, sir.
Next month, when that data hack for financial inclusion competition takes place, and Nigeria is participating for the first time. And this is one good news we can all use. Let's take a break. Go back into everyone.